everyone, my name is Malika Lund, and I'll be introducing the digital tool Gimkit to you. Gimkit is a fun new tool to use for formative assessment for students. Personally, my students love using it in class to practice vocabulary and grammar, and often beg for certain modes to be used. Fun fact to get started, Gimkit was created by high school students as a way to provide more resources for their teachers beyond just Kahoot that are fun and engaging. In this video, I'll go over costs, how to create kits, and other fun features. This past spring, Gimkit released Gimkit Inc., which is a space for creative writing and interaction between students. Here you can see some assignments I had students complete last year. I'll go into more in depth later, but Gimkit allows the teacher to restrict access to different assignments for classes. So you can make tasks specific to one class or level, or a general survey. Here you can see an example of a general post I assigned where students were able to give feedback as to where they were and what I could do to help them get better. I restricted this assignment so only the teacher was able to view responses, giving students privacy. In contrast, this assignment was a round robin, where students completed a collaborative project where they added onto a story that another student started. The kids had a blast adding onto each other's stories and then reading results at the end. Now onto Gimkit Live. This is the side that gets my students the most involved. Making kits is super easy. This is especially easy if you have Quizlet or a vocabulary list that you can export from another site. Here you can see me starting to create a new kit. There are a few different ways to create kits, but I like to import using flashcards. I can flip the term or definition easily if I want to, which makes it easy to check for understanding for both terms and definitions. Once I've created the kit, it's easy to make modifications. One modification I like to do is when students have had time practicing the multiple choice option, I can modify the question to be text insert. I can then edit further and make any other modifications necessary. When I finish my kit, it takes me back to my homepage here. I can organize kits into folders so you can see on the left here, but on the main page you can see every kit I've created. Classes are a great way to keep control of participation and keep up with students' work. It only takes a few seconds to create a new class, as you can see me do here. Once a class is created, you can post a link to join on your learning platform such as Google Classroom or invite using email. Students will be prompted to sign in using their email, such as through Google, and then they will be added to your class. Once all of my students are added into my class, I can deactivate the add link so no one else can join the class without my permission. For each kit, I can choose Play Live or Assign as Homework. Assigning a kit for homework is so easy for the teacher because I can assign to multiple classes at a time and make adjustments as necessary. I can also change how much time they should spend on it, the money goal, and the deadlines. When I finish, it'll show up on the Students Hub when they log into Gimkit. I could check on students' progress under assignments, and it gives me a breakdown of their progress as well as what questions were difficult for them. It also tells you which condition they met in order to meet for completion. Play Live, in my opinion, is one of the best parts of Gimkit. There are so many modes that keep students engaged. My students' favorites are the Trust No One game, which is modeled after Among Us, Infinity Mode, which is inspired by the Avengers, and Draw That, which is a twist on Pictionary. The game setup is easy to do, and you can choose different goals to end the game. I often do 5 minutes for a warm-up to get the kids into the right mindset for class. Trust No One, Infinity, Draw That, Humans vs. Zombies, and The Floor is Lava do not have time limits as they ended on different conditions, so prepare for those games to go a little long. The best part of the game setup is probably the class option. With this, I can restrict student usernames to be what they're listed as in the Gimkit class. Usually, I allow students to create their own usernames, but I understand that's not an option in every class or school. When we were online, I would restrict usernames so I could track student participation if they were at home. At the end of each game, a report is generated. One thing I love is I can go back on these reports later. Here you can see me pull up a report of a previous game of a previous class. Just like assignments, I can either see class overview or check individual student progress. Overall, I love Gimkit as a formative assessment tool. One of the best things about it is that it's completely student-paced. Instead of everyone having to answer at the same time, students can answer questions at their own pace and ask me or their peers for help. When students are hybrid or online, this is invaluable because there's no worry for delays or lags. Students are able to move at their own pace but still feel involved with sabotages or other interactive aspects. Price-wise, it's not too bad. Individual pricing is about $5 a month or $60 a year. They do have department and district pricing options available as well. With how many different play options and the inclusion of Gimkit Inc., Gimkit is a great resource for many different content and ages. I personally have used the game modes with students as young as 6th grade to as old as seniors, and my classes are 8th through 12th graders. I've even used it with faculty members when we were doing a demonstration, and it was enjoyed by most. I can talk all day on the benefits and different aspects of Gimkit, but I'll end it here. Thank you for watching.